In the quaint town of Eldershire, where cobblestone streets intertwined like threads of an old tapestry, lived Isabel, a young florist known for her rare collection of roses. Each rose in her garden bore a hue vivid and unique, reflective of Isabel's own spirited and compassionate nature. Isabel's roses were not merely ornaments, but the crux of her connection with her village. She gifted them at every occasion, believing each petal held a whisper of comfort, joy, or solace. Yet the most precious among her blooms was a solitary white rose, nurtured in memory of her late sister Evelyn, whose laughter once filled Isabel's days. As summer's warmth waned and the edges of leaves turned crisp, a mysterious ailment struck the village. One by one, families draped their doorways with sable ribbons, marking grief as the affliction claimed its dues. Isabel, amid this turmoil, tended to her ailing neighbors, her hands occasionally brushing over the white petals, recalling Evelyn's unyielding spirit during her own bout with sickness. One fateful evening, under the shimmer of a crescent moon, Thomas, a childhood friend besotted with Isabel since their tender years, visited her. His eyes, usually brimming with an unspoken love, now mirrored the chaos stretching across the village. "Isabel, they need you at the edge of town. The Baker family." His voice trailed as the weight of the situation settled heavy between them. She hurried without a second thought, leaving behind her beloved garden. The night air was thick, whispers of wind carrying aloft the tolling of the chapel bell, a somber reminder of the times. By dawn, Isabel returned, her spirit wearied, her heart heavier. As she entered her sanctuary of blooms, a pained gasp escaped her lips. The white rose, her symbol of remembrance and resilience, lay trampled upon the soil, a cruel victim of the night's hurried departure. Days morphed into weeks, and the village slowly mended, the ribbons of mourning replaced by banners of gratitude towards Isabel. Yet within her, a battle raged. Guilt gnawed at her for neglecting the rose, her link to Evelyn lost in her own selfless acts. Autumn passed, and the soil hardened under the heel of winter's chill. Without the white rose to guide her, Isabel's own health ebbed. Her once vibrant hues dimmed, as if in synchrony with her garden, which lay barren, mourning its fallen queen. Thomas, ever watchful, endeavored to nurse both Isabel and her garden back to health. But the heart, once intertwined with a soul as deep as Isabel's, knows its counterpart's sufferings all too well. As the first snow fell, Isabel's breaths grew shallow, her life force ebbing as the day relinquished to twilight. In her final moments, Thomas brought in a single white rose, a cutting from the original, blossomed against all odds in a sheltered corner of the garden. "For Evelyn," he whispered, placing it in Isabel's weakening grip. Tears, mingling with a tender smile, graced her lips as if through the pain, through the veil of mortality, she felt her sister's presence once again. Isabel's passing was as quiet as the fall of snow upon an untouched meadow. The village mourned, but in the spring, when every rose in her garden burst anew in riotous colors, a solitary white rose stood proudly at the forefront. Eldershire whispered tales of the florist whose love transcended her time, whose spirit, like the fragrance of her roses, lingered long after her last petal had fallen.